Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're here still talking about our Washington Commanders. We appreciate you being with us as we've been going on, and we're about to close down the show, but we got to bring you a little preview. But before we do that, let's get a little water break real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is. Yeah, buddy. You know who it is, ladies and gentlemen. Washington Football Weekly. Myself and my guy, Mr. Will Kramer, trying to break down our Washington Commanders and what we feel is going to happen. He said Ron is smart, but he still can't see that Jack is sorry like him. Oh,
he's loyal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I know I will say this: JP Finley did an interview, and he said he called his sources inside the building, and he said there is zero conversation going on about replacing defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So if that's your goal, I hate to say it, you ain't going to see it now. Maybe, if anything, JP said it likely would be, for now, it's September, a January thing. And this could be Ron Rivera's way of saying, hey, listen, you all need to keep me on board, because I'm going to get rid of the defensive coach. I'm going to change the scheme. And this is kind of his hall pass type thing. That's what he was saying. But as it turned out, chances of a firing of a defensive coach, not high. Uh-oh, we got to – Sean's face is frozen here. All right, Sean, if you can hear me, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'll wait on you before we start getting into our Eagles conversation. He's back.
There we go.
He's back.
There we go.
Yeah, you got to look on the when you run it back, you got to see your face on that when it froze. It was great. You were like just all into it. It was great.
Oh, yo.
But I do want to say thank you to Barry for his ideas. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you watching us, Barry, man. We're here normally every night at 8 o'clock, giving you our
Wednesdays, every Wednesday
night. Appreciate it. Let's get right into it. We're going into week 3, ladies and gentlemen. We are 1-1, currently tied with the Dallas Cowboys as second in the division, because the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants.
Can you believe that?
Undefeated? That doesn't even sound right.
No.
Ugh. That's weird. But, we're playing Philly. They are 2-0. We know the threats they have. We know about the draft picks and things they've got, and also the acquisition of A.J. Brown. Will, talk to me about this. Philly's a threat, and especially in that run game.
Yeah, we're catching Philly at the wrong time right now.
Yeah.
We started the season off with a huge whimper. They have started the season off on fire, especially offensively. Now, obviously against, Detroit, they gave up quite a lot on defense too. But, man, they've got a pretty stacked team right now. Obviously, the question mark of this team really comes down to the quarterback. And is Jalen Wentz the passer that is going to get them to where they want to go? Judge is still jury's still out on that, but he's making a lot of plays out there, throwing a little bit too, but also with his legs. I mean, he made some unbelievable plays on Monday night, getting some touchdowns. He's a big weapon. Their running game, they are I'm pretty sure still, they were last year and this year, the number one rushing team in football. So they've got an offensive line that can run block really well. They don't really have a main back. Miles Sanders is their starter, but they rotate Gainwell and Boston in there quite a lot. So you're kind of It's not just like if we shut down this one guy, it changes things. It's not like that. Now, when it comes to the receivers, you mentioned they've got a big stud receiver in A.J. Brown that they traded for this year. They've got a speedy guy in Devontae Smith, who's quite a threat, and they have a tight end that is a huge threat in Dallas Goedert. The only thing with Hurts, though, is sometimes he can be a one read and run type guy.
Yep.
So if you can kind of figure out how if you press him, if you say we're going to double AJ, that type of stuff, you're going to get Hurts to go. He doesn't really read the whole field, but he kills you with the run. And on defense, man, they've got like a Madden type lineup on defense with pass rushers. I mean, your backup to Fletcher Cox is number one pick Jordan Davis, who I say, since I hate the Heisman Trophy, he should have won the Heisman as the best player in college football last year. I don't care as much about stats. He was the most dominant player in college football. So, you've got a stacked defensive line there. They've got linebackers who can run, who can tackle. They've got corners that, we lost out on James Bradbury, who's now opposite Darius Slay. So who do you want to pick on?
Exactly.
Avonte Maddox, he can make plays. So it's gonna be tough sledding for us. They've got themselves a good team, without a doubt.
Oh yeah. I think this is actually a game where we might have to rely on some defense because like you said, it is that one read and go. This is going to be one of those games where those defensive lanes, especially with our pass rush, this is where we have to stay in our lanes. We all have to do our job because you give him just a little bit of a crease, Jalen Hurts will take that and he won't hesitate. No. And he will take it up the field. Yes. Like you said, they've got the running game. Yes, still leading the league in rushing, doing it. Hurts can ball out. But absolutely that defense I'm so scared of, man. We saw, everybody has said coming into this year, Justin Jefferson, one of the top 3 receivers. I don't know if you saw last week, Will, but this dude, Slate, shut him down. Completely shut him down. I think he had, 3 or 4 targets. He had 1 reception. He had an interception on the dude. I mean, he literally did. So, obviously, he's going to be locked up against Terry McLaurin. Then you got Bradbury on the other side. So, we're really going to have to, misdirection, switch things up, definitely move guys around, not just line up straight and, hey, this is what we're going to give you. We're going to have to switch a lot of stuff up, use a lot of motion, which we did in the second half and in the first half last game. That is something that's going to get them off kilt because we're not going to be able to line up on these guys with a Fletcher Cox, a big baby Jordan Davis. You got Nakobe Dean. They got these guys along that line. We're not going to be able to just line up and play my guys and your guys. At least I'm not confident that we'll be able to do that. This is a divisional game, so we obviously know those hit a little bit differently. But like you said, we're just coming at the wrong time. This is just the wrong time to get them and then Dallas. Oof.
But now let's remember, this is the Carson Wentz revenge game. First time against Philly. And I think we're gonna have to play them in a shootout. From a stat wise, their defense does not have anything that sticks out to you a whole lot. Fletcher Cox is off to a good start with the 1.5 sacks, but it's not like you're looking here at a bunch of picks, a bunch of sacks already, but they've got the players. But on offense, I mean, they do. Let's look here. We have Antonio Gibson has 86 yards rushing on the season, and Miles Sanders has 176, and Jalen Hurts has 147. So, I mean, we're talking about how we got a problem with our run defense, and they love to run the ball. Yeah. And and their running game is also part of their passing game. Like you just said, if Hurts goes, I don't like this look, and I see that lane, I'm going. So it makes it very challenging to play, to go up against them. A.J. Brown is a stud, and, he's got 224 yards. Now, he gets a little bit more targets than our guys do. They focus on him a little bit more so that kind of plays in. But they've got guys out there that can beat you if you're not paying attention. So, I think we're going to have to bring our offense. You're right. We have to be creative out there. Mm-hmm. We have to keep them guessing because if you said if we line up, man-to-man out there and, mano-a-mano, we're not going to get it against them now. And they're humming, and the stadium's going to be full of green. They're already joking about it up in Philly, saying they're bringing buses of people, at least 1,000 fans are coming down in buses. They've already signed up for it. You know, when we offer game day tickets, you are allowing fans from the other team to buy those up.
Yep.
Like it, and that's also may just be the modern NFL, but we are set up to allow people from Philly to come swoop up tickets and say, yeah, we're going. We're 2-0. We're playing well. I'm going to that. I'm driving down to DC on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump for them, man. And they are absolutely ready for that. All my Philly fans have definitely come. Actually, they haven't come out the woodwork because they're not even looking at us like we're anything right now after seeing that game. But look, the crazy part about it is they played Detroit first, and then we played them this week. You saw what we did against their defense. They also allowed Detroit to get almost 400 yards total on them. You know, they let Detroit put up 35. So these are positives, you know, things that we can exploit. Detroit almost had 200 yards on the ground against them. If we can utilize that rushing attack, if we can get, you know, a lot of, you know, carries in different directions with different people. These are things that we can work with. So there are some things that I definitely think we could that we can utilize to help us to kind of gash and work with them, and beat them. And if we can establish something that we've talked about all off season to keep them off the field, we have to control the clock. Keep the ball. If we're not going to go deep and towards, we've got to keep controlling the clock, do something. Keep that threatening offense off the field, because where's our hole? Our hole's on defense right now.
Yeah.
Work complementary football offense. Work with your defense. Give them the breather. Don't throw them back out there, and don't throw them in terrible situations, you know, like we've been doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are some things we gotta be interesting.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.